Hello and welcome to a quick photo editing tip in which I want to show you how you can create beautiful light trails. So it's not about only the capturing, which I showed in previous videos. It's about how you can improve them in Photoshop with some simple masks. So here this photo I want to use as an example. If you've seen last week's video, you know I shot it on the island of Mallorca. This is Cap Formentor Lighthouse, and yeah, when I got to this point this morning and did all the scouting in the dark, I just found this composition in time to capture two cars moving in here. So we have one car, this light trail. The second car, which was already further up this road, is this light trail. And yeah, I was very lucky to be there just in time, and yeah, these light trails just give the photo so much more interest. And what I want to show you now is how to get them to look really good. So first of all, my typical processing this year, this is the base, which already contains all the blending. So I had some photos for focus stacking and exposure blending, and I had a photo for the light trails. And this contains just raw processing. It's usually much brighter than the morning actually was, because I tried to expose to the right, on which I have several video tutorials. Yeah, and then in post I bring down the exposure, add all the interest and guide the viewer through the scene. What I want to show you is the two initial exposures, or two of the initial exposures, which is one is the base image, which was kind of the first image where I had applied my filters and tried to get a clean image of the whole scene. And then I have an image here, trails, which was taken just before at a higher ISO. So I had just set up, and when the cars moved in, I quickly pressed the shutter, got this photo, and this contains the light trails. And you see here, those light trails, they have a start point also up here, which is very abrupt. And here this one also has a very abrupt end point, which is why I have to do some post-processing now. The reason for this abrupt stop and end is I started the exposure a little too late, so ideally it would have started here behind, and it would have run much longer and gone around this corner, but I just didn't have much time to plan, and I just fired away. It was just reacting to the situation, and now I want to improve this look a bit. So the first thing I already did, those two layers, I already aligned them, which you can just do with edit auto align layers. And that was important because after I took this light trail photo, I applied some filters, and yeah, the camera shifted just a bit. So align those two. Then I put a black mask on the trails. So I basically, what I'm now seeing is the clean layout, the clean image, which I took after taking the light trails. And now with a white brush and 100%, the first thing I want to do is I paint in the light trails completely. So I just go along this road, around this corner where it stops, and also up here I paint in the light trail, and also give it a bit more here because there was some shine of the lights, and up here also there's some shine, and maybe here to the side. So that's the first step. I now brought in the light trails, but as I said, they have a very abrupt start and here also abrupt end, and this doesn't look so good. And so whenever you take light trails, the first tip is really in the field. You take your photo of the light trails, maybe even many photos if you have a lot of action going on in the streets, but then also make sure to take a clean photo without any light trails. Then you can combine both, and I'll do this here to smooth out this beginning. So I take a black brush now, 100%, make it a little bigger, and just give it one stroke here. And then with like 10% I can smooth out this entry here of the car a little bit more, and this looks really nice if you start a light trail like that. Also here at the end, like 20 or 30%, 10%, I can paint out this abrupt halt and smooth it out, same as the beginning. And here I do the same. I go to 100%, make the brush a little bigger and give it a smooth start. Then with like 10%, fade it out a bit more, up here a bit. And yeah, that's really all you have to do. The key is just to have a clean exposure without any light trails, and then you can blend them in a very smooth way, and this looks much better than if you had this abrupt halt in the light trails. So a very quick tip today. I hope you liked it. Just play around with it, apply it to some of your images in the future. And if you liked it, leave a thumbs up. Also subscribe, there will be more of such little quick tips. And yeah, see you in the next video. Bye.